Once again, I welcome on the class of Geotechnical Engineering. So today I will discuss about the factor affecting permeability, and in this factor affecting permeability, we will see that what are the various factors that affect the permeability, and after that I will discuss the permeability of stratified soil, and in permeability of stratified soil, I will discuss two cases when our flow is parallel to the bedding plane or flow is horizontal. Then what will be the effective permeability in horizontal direction or parallel to bedding plane, and the second case when our flow is vertical or normal to bedding plane, then what will be the effective permeability. So let us start about the factor affecting permeability. Factor affecting permeability. So the first factor, that is particle size. So the coefficient of permeability, the coefficient of permeability is directly proportional to square of size of particle. We have seen that the indirect formula K is equal to C d10 square. So here we can see that coefficient of permeability is directly proportional to the square of the effective size of the particle. Second parameter, that is void ratio. Void ratio. The coefficient of permeability is related to void ratio as follows. According to Taylor, K is directly proportional to EQ by 1 plus E, or we can write K is equal to C EQ by 1 plus E, where C is the shape factor. Third term, that is viscosity and temperature. Coefficient of permeability is directly proportional to unit weight and inversely proportional to viscosity. K is directly proportional to unit weight and inversely proportional to the viscosity. Similarly, the fourth term, that is shape or specific surface area. So coefficient of permeability is inversely proportional to a square of specific surface area. K is inversely proportional to specific surface area. Fifth one is degree of saturation. Degree of saturation. So coefficient of permeability for fully saturated soil is more as compared to the partially saturated soil. So partially saturated soil has less permeability as compared to fully saturated soil. So these are the fifth. Next is soil structure. Soil structure. So coefficient of permeability for coefficient of permeability depends on the soil structure also. Flocculated structure has greater permeability as compared to dispersed structure. So this is our flocculated structure. Flocculated, and this is our dispersed structure. So this permeability is flocculated structure have a greater permeability as compared to the dispersed structure. Seventh one is effective stress. Higher the value of effective stress, lesser will be the permeability. If effective stress is high, void ratio will be less and permeability will also less. So these are the various factors I have discussed. The first one is particle size. So coefficient of permeability is directly proportional to a square of particle size. Second one is Taylor's void ratio. So we have seen that the coefficient of permeability is related to K is directly proportional to EQ by 1 plus E. Third term I have discussed, that is temperature and viscosity. So we have seen that the coefficient of permeability is directly proportional to the unit weight and inversely proportional to the temperature. Inversely proportional to the viscosity of the fluid. Fourth one is I have discussed, that is structure. So soil structure. So we have discussed that the flocculated structure has greater permeability as compared to the dispersed structure. And after that I have discussed about the degree of saturation. So I told you that the fully saturated soil has greater permeability as compared to the partially saturated soil. And the last one is effective stress. Higher the value of effective stress, lesser will be the permeability of the soil. So now I am going to discuss the permeability of stratified soil. So stratified soil means the soil has various layer, and different layer have different properties and different coefficient of permeability. Then what will be the effective permeability? So two cases I will discuss. The first case, when our flow is parallel or horizontal to the bedding plane, or the second one is when flow is vertical or normal to bedding plane. So first case first, when flow is horizontal or parallel to bedding plane. So let us assume there are various layers. Let us assume this is Z1, Z2, Z3, so on and so forth, and this is Zn, and the flow is like that. This is Q, and the layer 1 has coefficient of permeability K1, K2, K3, so on and so forth. It is Kn. So the flow will be, we can see that in this when flow is horizontal, so we can see that the at a certain time the head loss will be same for a given discharge. So hydraulic gradient in each layer will be same. Let us, this is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Qn. So we can write here I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3 is equal to In, and Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Qn. I1, I2, I3, In is the hydraulic gradient. So we can write Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Qn. And according to Darcy law, we can write Q is equal to Kia. So let Kh be the equivalent or effective permeability in horizontal direction. So according to Darcy law, Q is equal to Kia. So the overall, for a overall the overall thickness is capital Z, and discharge is capital Q, and effective permeability is Kh. So we can write capital Q is equal to how much? It will be Kia. So Kh into I into A is equal to K1 into I1 into A1 plus K2 into I2 into A2 plus so on and so forth, Kn In into An. So we can write Kh into I into total area is total thickness is Z into 1 is equal to K1 into I1 is I1 into Z1 plus K2 into I2 into Z2 plus so on and so forth, Kn into In into Zn. As I told you, for in the horizontal flow or when flow is parallel to the bedding plane, so at a certain time the head loss will be same. So the hydraulic gradient will also same. So we can write I is equal to I1 is equal to I2 is equal to In. So it will be cancelled. So Kh into Z is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus so on and so forth, Kn into Zn. So we can write Kh is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus so on and so forth, Kn Zn divided by Z. So this is our expression of horizontal permeability or when flow is parallel to the bedding plane. So here Kh is the, if I write, so Kh is the effective permeability in X direction or horizontal direction. Similarly, Z1, Z2, Z3, so on and so forth, Zn be the thickness of layer 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, n. Similarly, total Z is the total thickness of soil layer, and we can write Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 plus so on and so forth, Zn. So the horizontal permeability can also be written as Kh is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to n Ki Zi divided by total Z. So this is our horizontal permeability. Similarly, case 2, when flow is in vertical direction or normal to bedding plane. So when flow is in vertical direction, so let us assume this is our soil layer, so on and so forth, n layer, and each layer has thickness Z1, Z2, Z3, Zn, and the coefficient of permeability of each layer is K1, K2, K3, Kn, and flow is in vertical direction, means this direction. Let us assume this is Q. So in this case, firstly flow will come to this layer, and after that this layer, this layer, this layer, but the magnitude of the flow will be same, or magnitude of the discharge or velocity will be same. So in this case I1 is not equal to I2, is not equal to I3, is not equal to In, but Q is equal to Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3 is equal to Qn, and head loss is equal to HL1 plus HL2 plus HL3 plus so on and so forth, HLN. Hydraulic gradient is not equal, but head loss can be written as HL1 HL, and let us assume this is our effective permeability in vertical direction. So we can write HL head loss is equal to head loss in first layer, head loss in second layer, and so on and so forth, head loss in n layer. And we know that hydraulic gradient can be written as head loss divided by total thickness Z. So here we can write HL is equal to I into Z. So it will be I into Z is equal to I1 into Z1 plus I2 into Z2 plus so on and so forth In into Zn. And according to Darcy law, we can write V is equal to K into I. So I can also be written as V divided by KV, because overall permeability is in vertical direction is KV. So if I replace this one, so it will be V by KV into Z, and I told you that in vertical direction the flow will be same, or velocity of flow will be same. So it will be V1 by K1 into Z1 plus V by K2 into Z2 plus so on and so forth V by Kn into Zn. So if I take V common, so V cancel. So we can write Z by Kv is equal to Z1 by K1 plus Z2 by K2 plus so on and so forth Zn by Kn. So Kv can be written as capital Z divided by Z1 by K1 plus Z2 by K2 plus so on and so forth Zn by Kn. So this is the expression of permeability in vertical direction, where Kv is the effective vertical permeability or permeability in vertical direction. Similarly here also Z1, Z2 so on and so forth Zn be the thickness of soil layer 1, 2 so on and so forth n, and capital Z is the total thickness of the soil layer, can be written as Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 plus so on and so forth Zn. And Kv already discussed, K1, K2, Kn be the coefficient of permeability in layer first, second so on and so forth n layer. So here horizontal permeability Kh, or it is also written as Kx, is always greater than the vertical permeability or Ky. And if there is another term, that is effective permeability so effective permeability in two dimension we can write Ka is equal to square root of Kh into Kv. Similarly in three dimensional, effective permeability is Kh, or we can write three dimension Kx into Ky into Kz to the power 1 by 3. here, or k is equal to kx into ky to the power 1 by 2, where kx is the coefficient of permeability in x direction and coefficient of permeability in y direction, or horizontal direction and vertical direction. Similarly here, this is kx. For in 3 dimension, our effective permeability is kx into ky into kz by power 1 by 3. So let us take one problem. A stratified soil deposit consists of 4 layers of equal thickness. The coefficient of permeability of the second, third and fourth layer are respectively 1/3, 1/2 and twice of the coefficient of permeability of top layer. So compute the average permeability of the deposit parallel and perpendicular to the direction of stratification in terms of the permeability of the top layer. So let us assume this is our case: first layer, second layer, third layer and fourth layer. Each layer has the thickness same. Let us assume this is Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, and the permeability is, let us assume the permeability of first layer is K. So the second layer is K by 3, it is K by 2 and 2K, and the flow is in horizontal direction. Similarly, the second case, this is the case, this is Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4, and the permeability is K, K by 3, K by 2 and 2K, and the flow is in this direction. So let us take one problem. A stratified soil deposit consists of 4 layers of equal thickness. The coefficient of permeability of the second, third and fourth layer are respectively 1/3, 1/2 and twice of the coefficient of permeability of top layer. So compute the average permeability of the deposit parallel and perpendicular to the direction of stratification in terms of the permeability of the top layer. So let us assume this is our case: first layer, second layer, third layer and fourth layer. Each layer has the thickness same. Let us assume this is Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, and the permeability is, let us assume the permeability of first layer is K. So the second layer is K by 3, it is K by 2 and 2K, and the flow is in horizontal direction. Similarly, the second case, this is the case, this is Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4, and the permeability is K, K by 3, K by 2 and 2K, and the flow is in this direction. So we can see that the once the flow is in horizontal direction and the second one the flow is in vertical direction. And let us assume the coefficient of permeability of layer first. This is layer first, layer second, layer third and layer fourth. Similarly, this is layer first, second, third and fourth. And in the question it is given the coefficient of permeability of second, third and fourth layer is 1/3, half and twice the coefficient of permeability of first layer. So we can assume, let KH be the average horizontal permeability and K B is the average vertical permeability, and the thickness Z1 is equal to Z2 is equal to Z3 is equal to Z4 is assume it is Z. So we can write KH is equal to K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus K3 Z3 plus K4 Z4 by total thickness. Total thickness is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4. So we can write KH is equal to the coefficient of permeability of first layer is I have assumed K, so K into Z plus second layer is K by 3 into Z plus K by 2 into Z plus twice K into Z divided by 4Z. So it is coming, if I calculate, so this value will be 23 by 24 into K. So the horizontal permeability is 23 by 24 into K. Similarly, vertical permeability can be computed as total thickness Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4 divided by Z1 by K1 plus Z2 by K2 plus Z3 by K3 plus Z4 by K4. So Kv is equal to total thickness Z plus Z plus Z. So it is 4Z divided by Z by K plus Z by K by 3 plus Z by K by 2 plus Z by 2K. So it will be vertical permeability will be 8 by 13 into K. So we can see here also, I told you that horizontal permeability will always greater than the vertical permeability, and we can see that. So here we can write horizontal permeability is greater than vertical permeability. And similarly, effective permeability, this is the two-dimensional case. So effective permeability Ke can be written as Kh into Kv to the power half. So it can be written as 23 by 24 K into 8 by 13K and overall power to the half. So this will be the effective permeability. So we can write Ke is equal to square root of 23 into 8 divided by 24 into 13 K. This will be the effective permeability. So dear student, today I have discussed about the various factors that affects the permeability, and after that the coefficient of permeability in stratified soil. And in this coefficient of permeability in stratified soil, we have discussed the two cases. The first case is when our flow is horizontal or parallel to bedding plane, and the second case when we have seen that when our flow is vertical or normal to bedding plane. So when flow is horizontal or parallel to the bedding plane, then we have seen that the effective permeability or effective permeability in horizontal direction, that is K1 Z1 plus K2 Z2 plus K3 Z3 plus so on and so K in Zn divided by Z, where Z1 Z2 Z3 are the various thickness of the soil layer, and K1 K2 K3 are the coefficient of permeability for the layer 1 2 3 and so on and so forth up to n. And after that, in vertical, when flow is our parallel to the normal to the bedding plane, then we have seen that vertical permeability is total thickness, that is Z divided by Z1 by K1 plus Z2 by K2 plus Z3 by K3, so on and so forth, and it is up to Zn by Kn, where Z is the total thickness of the layer and Z1 Z2 Z3 are the thickness of layer 1 2 3, and K1 K2 K3 and Kn is the permeability of layer 1 2 3 and n. So we have seen that the horizontal permeability, or when a flow is parallel to the bedding plane, so in that case permeability is always greater than when flow is normal or vertical direction. So horizontal permeability or effective horizontal permeability is always greater than the effective vertical permeability. So in next class, I will discuss about the various problems related to the coefficient of permeability of soil, and after that I will start the total stress, vertical stress, and total stress, effective stress, and pore water pressure. So take care of your health and happy learning.